Hello, lovely Aspies and Auties, and welcome to Her Aspie Voice. This is our first video, and it's lovely to have you here. My name's Kirsten. I am autistic, as they say, and the purpose of this channel was basically to share support, talk about autism, normalise autism, and just welcome anybody who is on the spectrum, who loves somebody on the spectrum, or is working with somebody on the spectrum, or any other reason that you might be interested in hearing about autism from our perspective. So I was 32 when I was diagnosed as autistic, and it's really interesting because looking back, it was pretty obvious, but I grew up in the 90s and it was a time where people didn't talk about autism. We didn't really know what autism was, I guess, and especially not in women and girls. And so I grew up thinking I was a little bit strange, a little bit different, a lot different, I guess. And then, 3 years ago, I got the diagnosis that changed my life. It was hard. I had to rewrite all of my history and start to unpick everything I'd been through as a child and in my teens and 20s. But actually, I'm coming out the end of it much more confident, and I am very proud to say that I'm a proud Aspie woman, and I tell everybody that will listen to me. I talk about autism all the time. I share it with my friends, not many friends, but those that exist, colleagues at work, because I think it's really important that we talk about it and we recognize that autism is a superpower. Our brains are gorgeous and different, and they allow us to see the world through a completely different lens that neurotypicals have. And I honestly, firmly believe it's a next evolutionary step. And so it's important for us to get the word out there about how awesome it is to be autistic, rather than being frightened of who we are. And so I'm hoping that part of this channel will be a little bit of education, and along with that, some support that we can share experiences, because just as no two neurotypicals are the same, no two people on the spectrum are going to be the same. So what else can I tell you? I guess I have a couple of special interests. My first one being my dogs. I've got a husky and a German shepherd, and they are everything to me. They keep me stable, they emotionally regulate me, and I love having them around. Secondly, I'm actually studying for a psychology degree, so that is so interesting to try and understand not only how neurotypical brains work, but also how our brains work and the differences there. And so I'm hoping that as I go through the degree, I can really start to share some of that information, so I understand it better, and maybe you as well. I guess what we're striving for overall is autism acceptance, and equity. I think awareness isn't enough. I think it takes all kinds to make a world. And I think we're a really big, important part of that world. And so we should shout it from the rooftops and be really, really proud of who we are and what our beautiful brains allow us to do. Remember, autism is a gift. We shouldn't look at it as a curse. We're here in this world that doesn't really accept us and we don't really fit into. But that's exciting because it means we can push boundaries and we can shake the trees a little bit and advance people's thinking. And we're only going to do that if we talk about it. We're only going to do that if we challenge the status quo. So hopefully, if you're not fed up of me wittering on by now, you might think about either commenting below or even better subscribing, because I'm going to try and keep as many of these videos up as I can. Everybody's welcome here. It's not just because, you know, you're male or female or Aspie or neuro. It would be lovely to welcome everybody and have a really inclusive conversation. And so if there is anything you'd like me to talk about or explain or just run through in any more detail, please feel free to comment, and I will happily do a video or a brief chat about what it is that you want to hear. Anyway, thank you so much. Take care of yourselves and hope to see you soon.